guys, this is Kelsey Not Tell's Not Live, and I am doing something very fun this weekend. I made it through to the third challenge of the NYC Midnight Flash Fiction Contest for 2018. That means that I have 48 hours to write a 1,000 word or less short story using a pre-given genre, object, and location. So last night, Friday night, at 11 p.m. my time, the assignments were sent out and I received a randomly generated genre, location, and object. My selections were fantasy, battleship, and skull. So if you know anything about me and the way that I write and the things I typically write, you know that genre is not my strong suit. I write contemporary, so this flash fiction contest has been incredible as far as gaining experience writing outside of my comfort zone. So far I have written a ghost story and a mystery, and now I'm writing a piece of fantasy. So last night, again, it was about 11 when the prompts came out, and I can always count on my husband, Darren. He's the big idea man. He's the best at hearing the prompt and being like, oh, I've got it, I've got the answer. And he will give me this idea, and usually he will, sort of like go in depth, this like beautiful story that's already written in his head. And while I don't usually write exactly what he says, there's almost always something very cool about it that I can take and use, and he graciously lets me. So he gave me an idea last night, and that is what I'm going to work on today. I have been sick all week, so I am a little bit worried about my longevity this weekend. But I have until Sunday at midnight to submit my story. So I don't know why my cat is screaming. I imagine this is sort of what moms feel like when the babies are crying, only it's not a baby, it's a cat. So this morning I laid in bed for a little while thinking about the prompts and thinking about some ideas, and then like a bolt of lightning they started lining up, falling into place, and the idea started really sort of solidifying. So I rolled out of bed, ran straight upstairs, got my notebook, and scratched out a few very basic ideas. Then I went down to make some coffee. So here I am now. The most urgent ideas are out of my head, safe and sound on the page, and hey guys, sorry for the quick interruption, but I totally forgot to give accurate information here and explain myself. At the time of recording this video, I was doing NaNoWriMo, and I was also working on this project on this one particular weekend in November. So what that means is that this next section where I talk about planning out my time, it's because I was trying to balance working on my long project of NaNoWriMo and making my 50,000 words, while I also needed to take the weekend off to write this short story contest. So Pacemaker Press is what I'm about to talk to you about, and it's an awesome program, especially if you need to make adjustments to your writing output on a daily basis for whatever reason. Okay, here we go. So far, I have been using a program called Pacemaker, which is a program that I really, really am enjoying. Let me show you a little bit of what it looks like. So this is my Pacemaker profile. As you can see, I have my goal right here is 60,000 words. The date, this is like a timeline. This is my current number of words complete, and this is why it's so cool. I can decide that I'm drafting. I can tell it how many words I want to accomplish. You could also have this be paragraphs, pages, hours. It's amazing. I really think this is an incredible program. It's really cool. Set your start, end date, and then you can decide how you want to approach your work. Do you want to do the same amount of work each day? Do you want to start small but finish strong? Do you want to oscillate, or do you want to have it be totally random? And how intense do you want your work days to be? Then you can add in specific dates where you change your work output. So for example, this weekend is the 10th and 11th, So I added this weekend and I said I need to skip them because I'm working on this competition. I won't be able to work on Nano. On Thanksgiving, for example, I also want to skip work. I don't want to work on those days. So then it'll populate a calendar for you that tells you how many words you need to write each day to finish by the deadline. So I'm off this weekend, 0 words will be written, and then next weekend is Tiny Cabin. So I've got some super high output days in a row, but all of my other days are paced out, nice and easy, about 1,329 words per day, and I will finish. I even said I wanted to save a couple of emergency days at the end of the month, just in case I need some extra time. So that is Pacemaker Press, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So what I'm doing again before I get started working on my contest entry is updating my word count. I keep my daily word count on a spreadsheet, and I always track how many words per day I write. I'm also updating the Nano website with my words from yesterday, and then I will be able to freely get started on my new project with no little bits of yesterday's work hanging over my shoulders. It is 3 p.m. and I have just finished the first draft, the rough draft. I am about 400 words over. I have 1,400 words. I do not write fantasy. I don't know anything about fantasy. I am not in my wheelhouse here. And that means I really don't know what to cut. I don't know what I should cut. I don't know what I should keep. I don't know if the story idea that I had is too big. I don't know if the story idea that I have is so big that it's stupid to try and fit it into 1,000 words, or to fit a piece of it, a moment of it, in 1,000 words. So I'm having a lot of doubts right now. I like my idea and I like my story. I like the brainstorming that I've done about this world and the characters and these two kingdoms, but I'm nervous about the execution and taking a little sliver of this kingdom and trying to squish it into 1,000 words. I'm nervous, and it feels like all I'm doing is saying their weird names, because fantasy means you get to make up names, and I have, and it's weird. Okay. So Darren and I just had about a 30-minute conversation about draft 1. He had some really strong ideas, really good ideas. He's the only person who's read the rough draft so far. I am about to dive into version 2.0, draft number 2. It's hard. I'm feeling pretty daunted right now. So I have worked from sunup to sundown. It is like 6:10, I think. And I have just sent my first draft off to a handful of beta readers. I'm in the wilderness. I'm lost in the darkness with little hope. But we shall see what the morning brings. I'm gonna go eat. Good morning, everybody. This is day 2. I have been revising for about 3 hours. I have sent an updated version to some new beta readers and have been responding in kind to some other competitors. So we'll see. Okay, so I submitted a version, hopefully the version of the story, and now I'm going to collapse and watch the Chiefs play football because my brain is broken. This is very difficult, in case you didn't know. And I'm cold. Alright, so I have been receiving some late feedback from some readers over the last couple of hours, and I let myself sort of stew and process for a while. And in the end, I decided to pull my submission, make a few more revisions, and tweak a little more. In the end, I have submitted the story 3 times. Submit it several hours later, pull it, tweak it, submit it a few hours later, withdraw it, and tweak it again.
How many times did you submit the last one?
That was my husband. His question was, how many times did I submit the last one? The first challenge I submitted, hold on, I'm trying to move my arm. The first challenge I submitted 4 times. The second challenge I submitted 2 or 3 times, and this one was 3 times. So I'm nothing if not consistent. Basically, I like to submit it when I think that it's pretty good, just in case the internet breaks. Obviously, if the internet were to actually break anywhere other than in our very own house, the contest would be the last of anyone's concerns. But you just never know. So I got some really, really valuable feedback from Megan today, and from DMAC, who always reads everything multiple times. Well, maybe not, maybe he doesn't read everything multiple times, but especially these short stories, he's really good at helping me prioritize. And that's sort of the hardest part of a story this short, is you have to make difficult decisions about what can stay, because there's just not enough room to keep everything. So there was definitely a little bit more work to be done. And it is submitted, it is final. In my opinion, it's done. So the toughest part of all this is that my brain is a little deep fried. I've been laying on the couch basically for the rest of the afternoon. Even as I was doing adjustments, I was just doing them here on the couch. But tomorrow morning I have to wake up and get 1,300 words in on my nano project. So I'm taking this time to rest, knowing that tomorrow is a whole new day. And I gotta keep going. So anyway, that's what I've got. Thanks for being here. Let me know what you think of this process down in the comments. Have you ever competed in a writing contest? And I will see you guys around next week. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.